is the speaker?
Use the mic यहाँ पे आपने वो open किया
Okay, I'm using a headphone with mic now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. It's absolutely clear. Sir,
Yeah,
kindly allow me just a couple of minutes to formally introduce you, sir, before I hand over the this platform to you to continue with the presentation, sir.
Okay.
Sir, sir, thank you, sir. So, a very good morning to all the respected participants who have joined us for this IRMI Annual Day Lecture Series 2021. And today, yesterday we had a very engaging and interactive session on smart coaches. And today also, I can say this is the smart week. So today also the topic is about smart yard. So, and we are very privileged to have amongst us Shri Anirudh Kumar, who is currently serving as a GM rolling stock design at RITES. Sir is a 94 batch IRSME officer, and sir has worked in various positions over Northwestern Railway, Eastern Railway, Western Railway. Sir has also worked as a DME P1 Railway Board and as also as a director wagon at RDSO also. So sir has in this particular field of smart yard, sir has a very important contribution and is in the field of smart yard, and we would be in fact very fortunate and privileged to hear from him about the smart yard project, the OMRS, and all the aspects related to the smart yard system. So yesterday we had discussed about the onboard conditional monitoring system. Today the discussion would be shifting from the onboard to the wayside monitoring kind of a system. So that kind of a system is also a kind of a fault detection system and can also be further integrated to be used as a system for predictive maintenance of rolling stock. So now, without further delaying or wasting any time, I would request Sir Anirudh Kumar sir to take over from here. And sir, this platform is all yours. You can, sir, commence with the presentation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shilbhadra. A very good morning to everyone, all the participants. And let me start by thanking Director General IRMI, Senior Professor WST IRMI, Shri Ajay Nandan, Shilbhadra, and everyone who is involved in this great effort of Annual Day Lecture Series for giving me this opportunity to present the Smart Yard project that I was leading at RITES. Smart Yard is basically a technology-driven examination and maintenance of freight stocks. So Shilva just mentioned about wayside detection system. They are just a component of the Smart Yard. The Smart Yard goes beyond detection, and I'll be presenting all the elements, all the modules of the Smart Yard today. He's already introduced me. Thank you very much, Shilbhadra. This slide, the only value it adds is my mobile number and my email. And I would love to take questions during the presentation, at the end of the presentation. And if anyone wants any detailed insights of what we have done, I would also be very happy to discuss with them after the presentation or on emails. I was the team leader of the Smart Yard project at RITES. Okay, this is the outline which I propose to cover today. We'll begin with the present state of affairs in freight examination and maintenance on Indian Railways. Then the Smart Yard project is not the very first time. Attempts have been made earlier also to infuse technology in rolling stock maintenance. I'll be giving a brief overview of that also. Then a brief overview of the scale of freight maintenance on IR. This should give us an indication as to why we were not able to take such a comprehensive project till now. And the very fact that we are attempting such a project now also suggests that something has changed. So what has changed now? Then I'll be presenting the smart yard conceptual framework. What are the various elements involved? What is the vision behind this project? What do we hope to achieve in this project? And how do we pose to achieve it? Then I'll be presenting few slides on the RITES DPR on smart yard that was presented to Ministry of Railways. This was a detailed project report in which 3 representative yards were studied in great details and specific recommendations to convert them into smart yard, including indicative costs, were presented to Railway Board. As I said, we have already made some attempts earlier also to infuse technology, so therefore, we are having what we can call legacy systems. Now, these legacy systems also need to be integrated with the OMRS and the future such development. So I will also be presenting what is the idea, how do we propose to integrate them, then the present status of the smart yard project. And while we are talking about smart yard, very briefly in the end, we can also discuss smart coaching depot also. Okay, this is known to everyone, so even at the cost of repetition, this is how we are examining freight trains today. A train is coming in, there is a visual rolling in examination, then the information is received by TXR, the train goes into the yard. The TXR by that time has deployed man, material, tool, everything to go to the yard, attend to whatever extent they can attend the repair. There may be a case where the repair cannot be attended to in the yard. So the wagon is detached, it goes to the sick line. The wagon is also detached if it is due POH or due ROH as per the norms laid down. Then the wagon, the sick wagon or the ROH wagon after the repair is then sent back. There is a brake testing of the wagon individual also in sick line, and after it is attached to the rake, it is again tested, and then BPC is issued and the train is turned out. This is the system. We've been doing this for ages. So just few observations in the present system. We would agree that there is very limited use of technology right from the rolling in to the yard examination and subsequent attention. And therefore, there is a total reliance on human checks for identifying any defects, which definitely leaves a possibility that there could be an error. CAMPEC has already come up with standard guidelines of infrastructure requirement in the yards. As a part of the Smart Yard project, we did a survey of 40 yards, which means all the Class A yards on Indian Railways. And we found that most of these yards were not having the standard infrastructure, specifically pathways for material movement, then lighting, which was inhibiting night examination and yard working. Welding facilities in a very large number of yards were substandard, making it extremely difficult to do even small body repair work. MMPs were not standards, they were not available in quantities which will facilitate on-rake attention and therefore minimize the detention. All this, what it was leading to was poor quality of maintenance and therefore subsequent sick marking. And finally, there were also cases in which detachment and formation of rake required multiple shunting in some of the yards. To sum it up, if you look at it, this is basically a slide showing information, value, and data of various types of maintenance system. And We are actually at the descriptive cum diagnostic stage, where we are focused on only what happened and why it happened. The Smart Yard project aims to introduce element of predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance is basically machine learning and forecasts, which means what is likely to happen. The next level, which is generally considered to be the apex level, is optimization. This optimization, in fact, this level, prescriptive maintenance, is largely driven by economic considerations. And obviously, once we are settled into the predictive maintenance regimes, Indian Railway would definitely try to attempt the next level, which is the prescriptive maintenance. I would also be happy to answer a question on somebody who wants to know what is prescriptive maintenance, who wants to understand in a real-time scenario what is meant by prescriptive maintenance of freight stocks. But right now I will continue with this. Now a few slides to show what attempts have been made till now towards technology infusion in rolling stock maintenance system. I'll not leave our old friend. I'll not like to leave our old friend diesel locomotive from this, because I think the very first attempt was done in the diesel locomotive itself. And diesel locos are running with a system called RAMLOT, in which real-time data is captured and is processed through internet, sent to the control center in the diesel shed or in the workshop, where decisions can be taken. This has been going on for a number of years. Yesterday there was a presentation about smart coach. These are pictures of the first smart coach that was built at MCF Raebareli. Again, an attempt to infuse technology for capturing data and predicting the possible future of that coach, where it requires maintenance, which areas require more concern. And even in freight stock, Indian Railways has been conducting pilot projects. For example, the wheel impact load detector system. This was developed by RDSO with the help of IIT Kanpur and industry. And till now, it is installed at 18 locations on Indian Railway network. Then there is a system called track side bogie monitoring system. This was attempted somewhere in 2005 and 2006. And since then it is installed at a station called Bakkas. This is near Lucknow. This consists of 4 modules, which is bearing acouster, bogie optical geometry inspection, lateral vertical forces measurement, and a supervisory software. Another attempt, this is a recent attempt, is the automatic train examination system. This was developed by KRCL, and it is installed, to the best of my knowledge, at 2 locations, Ratnagiri and Varna in Konkan Railway, and also at Ajni in Nagpur division of Central Railway. We will be touching all this. But what I would like to, okay, this is the TBMS. This is location Bakkas near Lucknow. On the bottom right and the top right are the supervisory software, then the sensors, laser window. This is the ATES installation at Nagpur, Ajni specifically. This was commissioned in December 2018. Now, one common thing about all these attempts is that all of them are standalone attempts. In other words, there are 18 wild systems and they are not on a trending line. All of them are giving independent outputs. Similar is the case with the ATES installation at Nagpur. And we as a part of this project visited all these sites. In case of wild, we visited 3 or 4 sites. We found that at some stage, there is human intervention still there. In case of TBMS, the supervisory software requires human intervention. ATS, of course, has to be manned. The control center as ATS has to be manned to have intelligent output. This is on the bottom left, is their control room, which was being manned in shifts. So this in very brief covers whatever attempts have been made on Indian Railways. I would now like to touch what made it difficult to come up with a comprehensive system which would talk to each other and give intelligent output, analytic reports, which can be directly used by the management or even the supervisors. I think this makes it very easy to understand. While all through we had only two types of diesel locomotives, which were 5,500, 2 platforms of coaches, LHB and ICF, around 60,000, slightly more now. But when it comes to wagons, today we have more than 3.25 lakh wagons. This includes privately owned wagons also. There are 52 designs of broad gauge wagons in 15 broad categories. Broad categories would mean open wagon, tank wagon, hopper wagons. So there are 15 such categories, 52 designs, 3,25,000 wagons holding. We have 16 POS shops which are doing POH of slightly more than 4,500 wagons per month. Today there are 58 ROH depots which do more than 10,000 wagons per month ROH, and there are 127 freight examination yards which are doing examination of more than 10,000 wagons per month. These 127 examination yards are supported by 101 SICK lines. Now the sheer volume of data this kind of a maintenance system would throw is not easy to handle. At least it was not easy to handle 10 years ago. It was not easy to handle 5 years ago, or rather I should say, while there were options, they were very costly. That brings us to the question that what has changed in recent years which has made us confident that we can make this attempt now? What has changed? This has changed. There is a massive digitization outside and within Indian Railways going on, and more important, the data storage costs which such a kind of a system would throw are now manageable. Then there are new techniques, faster computing analytics which are available, readily available. We touched some of them as a part of the Smart Yard project. We have automation, cloud-driven scalability, but the most important development which which had a direct bearing on predictive maintenance of freight stock is what is being done by CRIS and COFMO together, and that is the RFID-based vehicle identification system. Till such time, we have an automated and a reliable system to identify each and every single vehicle. Our ability to analyze data into intelligent report is very, very seriously impaired. There will be significant time lapse in the absence of a RFID-based system when we will capture the data and when we will come up with some kind of an intelligent output for the supervisors or for the management. Today, RFID is already installed in, I think, more than 35,000 wagons. There are railway board orders that all new manufacture of wagons has to be with RFID tagging. There are pilots projects going on for procuring portable and fixed RFID readers. Even coaches, if you look at it, because in the very end, I'll be very briefly talking about coaches. In coaches also, RFID is the thing which triggers everything. These developments have enabled us to make a bold attempt to introduce predictive maintenance in freight stock. Now, what is the framework? What is the conceptual framework of a smart yard? What do we hope to achieve? How do we hope to achieve that? So, when we started working on smart yard, this is the broad framework that we developed, which involved 6 distinct components. The first component is our vision. What are we planning? What is our vision? And what do we hope to achieve? As it stands, we should be hoping to achieve something which can be quantified. This was made part of the vision. Then, what is the ecosystem? What is the new ecosystem that we are proposing? I'll come to that in detail. Extensive use of digital technologies, a deployment strategy. This is important. This I'd like to spend some time when it comes. What is the deployment strategy that we have recommended and why the same was recommended? Change management. We are shifting to a completely different paradigm. The supervisors, the staff, they will have to be sensitized. They will have to be reskilled. So we propose something physical in the Smart Yard project for doing this also. And finally, I think 2 weeks back in a presentation on machine vision, there was a mention about whether we have libraries of defects. I'll come to that when I talk about continual improvements. Because the creation of such a library itself requires an iterative process. I'll come to that. But first, what was the vision? We at RITES approached this project with this vision. We aim to upgrade the system of freight stock maintenance and examination by using modern industrial and digital technologies, improving infrastructure. As I said, the Smart Yard framework goes beyond only on-site information, digital information. It goes beyond. It also aims to upgrade the infrastructure. Working condition, I will touch on that one. All-weather yard. Working condition of the staff. Then multi-skilling of the staff. What was the broad aim? We need to improve the operational availability and performance of the freight stock while simultaneously reducing the cost of maintenance. So this was something like a mission statement when this work was undertaken. And what were the quantifiable intended outcomes? Improved quality of maintenance. What would be the quantitative measure? Improved MTTR and improved MTBF. Efficiency of the maintenance process. How do you measure that efficiency? The time taken alpha to omega when the rake comes in and when the rake goes out. That needs to be improved. Reduced unplanned setouts. This is self-explanatory. And finally, reduced detachments online, failures online. This was the vision with which we have worked. As I mentioned about that, after the vision is the ecosystem. Now, on the right is how we have approached upgradation in our way of working conventionally. So we have done improvements in layout. MNPs have been bought, improved. Then material management systems, there were stacking systems, all sorts of automated stacking system, office working system, obviously PC based. Some minimum limited ICT infrastructure and training inputs have also been done. But the ecosystem we are now proposing is a digital ecosystem. This ecosystem encompasses all the efforts which are right now going at various locations like CRES, like COFMO, at RITES, RDSO, in the form of FMM, RFID, FOIS, GIS integration. GIS integration is still another project which RITES is doing for Ministry of Railways. To integrate them to the online condition monitoring systems, create a system which is capable of analytic, and finally all this taken together would actually develop a rolling stock health management system. Now, the third was use of digital technology. Digital technology in such an initiative would be used at two levels. One is the back-end level. This is a schematic of the back-end level. If you look at the right on top, Fleet One platform of Track IQ, it is already functional. There is also a web-based platform of a company called Apna Tech. It is called, I think, Railman. This is also functional. CRES is working on FOIS, COIS, FMM. There are yards which are nominated yards which are already working on this. All these things will be generating huge amount of data. And this data will be analyzed in the back end using digital analytics. But for the end user, what we are proposing is a very simplified mobile type app. The user interface or user experience, whatever we can call, of this interface can be improved as we have more and more knowledge, feedbacks are available. Similarly, we can have data, report, forms, all which access can be controlled depending upon the level and depending upon the kind of reports we want in which kind of hands. Servers which are scalable, and we propose that the Google Map app design should be used as a benchmark when we are talking about the end user interface. In this, now who is the end user actually? The end user is the JE. The end user is the SSE. The end user is the AME of the ROS depot. Management level, the end user is senior DME. It can also be senior DOM, CME, CRSE, CFTM, COM. At board, the mechanical and operating directorates. And finally, how to manage this triangle? Once we start introducing technology, our process will have to be re-engineered, because it may throw insights which are different from our conventional wisdom. It may throw insight that I need not undertake an activity during ROH at all. Now, how do I re-engineer this into my system? So this needs to be managed. The second is creation of governance structure. Now, what do I mean by governance structure? When all the reports are coming and are being analyzed, there has to be a level where our existing system of analyzing the defects, analyzing the stock, are treated as dynamic based on the input. This would require that everybody has a very clear definition of roles, right from the JE to the people who are sitting in IRCA to the senior DME, everybody. And obviously, this kind of a shift would require continuous training and fresher courses. Finally, the technology, because technology, today we introduce anything, may start getting obsolete. Moves and demi moves law will operate on that. So we need to have a system where the technology upgradation itself is being dovetailed. So all these conceptual framework came together to redefine our way of working. This proposal was the Smart Yard. And in a single slide, if I may say, so this summarizes the actual working of the Smart Yard. There is a moving train on main line. This is around 50 to 60 kilometers prior to the yard, where there will be some wayside equipments which will capture data and would relay the data. Hopefully, very soon we will come to a stage that we'll use that data and come up with an action plan for that train before the train arrives. It would require training, it would require creation of decision rules, algorithms, but it can be done. It is being done in a number of railroads in the world. Then, as the train approaches the yard, at the entry of the yard, there will be another set of rolling in examination equipment, again, digital and technology based, which will give you, now these require a slow speed, that is why they are camera based, so that is why they will be at the entrance of the yard. And all these information will be used to decide what I have to attend, hopefully before the train is stabled. And then I do the maintenance. If I find, the Smart Yard also proposes that except very few defects, everything should be able to be attended in the yard itself, facility to be created in the yard. But in the eventuality that we just can't do that, it will be taken to the sick line. And then our time tested system of brake testing, BPC issue, and handing over the train to the operator. This, in brief, is how the Smart Yard will work. Now we will come to the individual components. So the first component is located at a stage which is around 50 to 60 kilometers before the yard itself. In short, this I'll come later. I'm sorry, this is a misplaced slide. Right. The first stage is wayside detection, capturing discrete data. This would include hot box detectors, This would include acoustic bearing detectors, wheel impact load detectors, or the latest what term being used is wheel condition detectors. These will be around 50 to 60 kilometers before the yard because these are capable of operating at speeds of around 50 to 80. But machine vision system require a lower speed because they are camera based. That is the second stage. Just at the beginning of the yard, when the speeds are comparatively low, 15 to 25 kmph, maximum 30 kmph in some of the yards. So there will be a coupler view, there will be a brake view, wheel profile detector, wagon body inspection system, and bogie view to detect bogie defects. Just a schematic, right? These are wayside equipment, wheel impact, acoustic, and then when you are entering in, rolling in this, I believe it was also comprehensively covered in the presentation made by my friend Vikas Purwar. So I'll not go into the details of all of them. I'm just using it as a schematic. These are some of the real-time use. The body inspection system on the bottom left is presently not used in India. This is a photo from Australia. Otherwise, the remaining three are actual usage of these technologies on Indian Railways.
म्यूट मतलब आवाज नहीं आएगी आप.
Excuse me, can I continue? Okay, I'll presume that I can continue. Right, okay. The remaining three system, brake inspection, wheel profile measuring system, coupler and undergear measuring system. Again, as of now, none of them is installed on Indian Railways. These are photos from US and Australian railroads. This is wheel view, shelling, hollow tire, and as I said, a bogie inspection system.
मीट हो गया, बढ़ा दें आवाज, यहाँ तो बढ़ती है, आई नहीं ना, इंडिकेशन नहीं आ रहा.
Right. As I said in the beginning, the smart yard is not about detection only. Detection, RFID tagging, all these are inputs. But an equally important, or I should say rather more important, is the physical input on the wagon. All these technologies are triggers, intelligent triggers to tell me what I have to do on the wagon. But the work has to be done on the wagon. And for that, we require a proper infrastructure, which include proper pathways. These are actual photos on Indian Railways, which we are recommending in our report. We have already recommended of. Similarly, proper lighting. There are a number of yards which are operating a night shift, and very important, they need to have a proper level of illumination. Similarly, there is a requirement of ports for power terminals, carrying lights, air compressors, and based on all this, we recommended certain models, infrastructure models, infrastructure model and MMPs with their indicative specifications. So now this is the first model. I would be happy to share details of any of these models should anybody want it. I have already shared my email. Please feel free to give me an email. I will share it. So this is the model for an all-weather smart yard as a greenfield project. 24-hour working in 3 shifts, all weather situation. There are certain other elements also in this. The yard, this proposal is modular in nature. So depending upon the scale of your working, you can scale it up or scale it down. And the modularity has been introduced using the wagon length. There are specifications for welding plants, there are specifications for illumination, everything which are part of this. And if you look at the side view, it also incorporates wagon on over wagon movement. This is the first model. This can be used for small or big yards, all weather conditions. So therefore, the quality of repair will not be challenged by the environment or the weather condition in which it is being undertaken. The yard aims to repair almost everything in the yard. And therefore, there will be a considerable reduction in yard detention and shunting requirements. We actually did a rate of return calculation on this. ROR was calculated. I'll come to that. Okay. And therefore, there will be an improved quality of repairs. This is the second yard. Now, this is not a greenfield proposal. This is a brownfield proposal, which means if an existing yard has to be modified or upgraded, and the yard is already having an OHE above it, so the model B is what we propose. Again, this is also modular, but because the existing infrastructure has to be dovetailed, the level of modularity is a bit less. And yes, the recommendations of tool and plant, machinery and plant, personal protective equipment, everything is also part of this model. Broadly, you can't provide all weather conditions because of the OHE thing. We are hoping that by using a better infrastructure and state-of-the-art equipment, which are defined in the report, there will be substantial improvement and yard detention will get reduced, though not to an extent it would get reduced in the first model. This is the third model that we proposed. This is again a brownfield model without OHE above the maintenance line. Again, all elements of the smart yard have been specified in this to the extent it is possible. The level of modularity in this is also less compared to the model A. So the benefits that would accrue out of this are also less in terms of reduction in yard detention. Right, all the three models also have a distinct component of skill development and training center for skill development and redevelopment, including a center to train people in the digital technologies that we are proposing. We have also proposed that the test rigs and the equipments should be SCADA based. Sufficient number of welding transformers, this is self-explanatory. Then mechanized power tools, material handling equipment. Some of these initiatives are already going on. In fact, the bottom right, I think NKJ is already using this kind of a e-rickshaw. We have given indicative details of the kind of welding transformers or welding machines and air and pneumatic tools which be required for each of these three kind of yards. And then how can we forget the last man standing, the person who is actually doing everything. So there is a proposal for personal protective clothing, helmet, shoes, all the gears, welding shields for the staff. Communication is the key to the success of this entire model. So we are proposing a Wi-Fi enabled yard. In the detailed estimates that we have incorporated as a part of the project report, there is an estimation of how to do Wi-Fi connectivity and what would be the indicative cost. Where would all this lead to? It would, what is the final dashboard for the supervisor? You can't give him 5 dashboards. So what we are proposing is that everything in the end goes into a single user interface, which is the FMM. Number of yards are already familiar with FMM. They are using it to great advantage, and therefore, rather than creating a disruption, coming up with new dashboards, we are proposing that FMM itself enable this additional data flow. And yes, this is important. We discussed earlier that there are wired systems, there are TBMS systems already existing on Indian Railways, and they are working on OEM specific protocols. They are generating their own customized reports and do not interact with each other. So the report addresses this extremely important need for benchmarking the same level of defects along same or similar systems, but of different makes. Obviously, the output would then be trended across various locations. And yes, all these legacy systems and the proposed new system will not work on their independent interfaces. There will be a common platform where everything will come and get dovetailed. This would be a plan for ICT integration of all these detection systems, which is a brief, which in brief I can say is this. If you look on the left, different systems, ABD, OMRS, everything, data being acquired, and we have also kept a module of workshop and division control. With this whole conceptual framework, we are now ready to jump into the study done for 3 actual yards by RITES. RITES was tasked to do a detailed study of freight examination in 3 representative yards. One major yard, which was NKJ. I'll define how they were defined. The second was a medium level yard, and the third was a relatively smaller yard. Now, a relatively smaller yard is a yard which is handling on an average less than 100 rakes per month. And if you are handling between 100 and 200, that was a medium level yard. Above 200, a major yard. The actual figure, we took a 8 months average of the rake examination in these yards. I'm talking about 2018, 19 and 19, 20 months. So the NKJ figure was 335. ADTP is Adityapur in Southeastern Railway. This was 193. And Bilaspur in SECR was, I think, 78. So what we did, we prepared the conceptual framework that I've just presented in the previous slides. We had these nominations. So we went to these 3 yards. We had a detailed on-site interactions with the staff, supervisors, field officers. What did we gather? We gathered their pattern of examinations, their flow of traffic, from how many directions rakes were coming, were there any element of merging involved, what were the types of freight stocks they were handling. All 3 yards had done beautiful analysis of failures, and we were made privy to those analysis. Yard layouts, this we collected from the operating department of the concerned division. Then there were certain yards which already had a expansion plan. So we thought that we'll subsume the plan into this smart yard project. Their SIC marking analysis, details of available training infrastructure, available machinery and plant, available tool and plant, and finally training facilities. These were collected in great details from all the 3 yards. I'm just giving some representative figures. People had already done these analyses, and thankfully for us, they shared with us yard layouts, the traffic pattern. This is Katni, details of defect-wise SIC marking. And we went to the actual yard when 3 or 4 wagons were being actually examined and attended to, and tried to look at the kind of problems, infrastructure, movement, availability of welding points, what the people were actually facing. Similar exercise was carried out at Adityapur. Similar exercise was carried out at Bilaspur. We also went to some other yards because there were certain type of wagons which were not attended in these 3 yards. For example, tank wagons. So we went to the Baad yard near Mathura. We went to Ambala. We went to Khanalampura, Mughal Sarai, Visakhapatnam. So in total, number of major representative yards were visited, and we collected all this information. Then we simultaneously floated a global expression of incest to assess what are the available tools and equipments worldwide which other railroads are using for similar purposes, and what are their likely suppliers and costs. Then we went to the OMRS site at Panipat. There is a central command center. This is now called the National Command Center of OMRS, which is located at Kishanganj in New Delhi. We went there. We had a very detailed discussion with the OEM. We actually saw the data which was being captured and how it was being analyzed and conveyed to the division. And as I earlier also mentioned, we went to see the ATS site also, which was developed at Nagpur, Ajni. There was a talk earlier about system integration, legacy systems, new systems, all this. So we engaged an independent ICT consultant. And this firm created a detailed roadmap that all the technologies which are already existing and those that we are proposing in this project will be integrated into a single system. This became a distinct chapter in the DPR also. And yes, the system is also expected to generate intelligent report for management at all levels. So we had meetings with Railway Board, zonal railway headquarters, divisions, both mechanical and operating, to understand what were their view about examination, realities and complaint. What were the plans of the operating department about that yard? And whether the sites that we were proposing for detection equipment, they were in agreement with that, or they had some better alternatives. And while all this was reaching a very critical stage, came along the PCME's conference at Secunderabad, which was held between 26th to 28th of April. The draft report of rights was presented in the conference. But there were a number of reactions, there were a number of observations, suggestions, and almost all of them were incorporated or dovetailed into the report. And finally, the detailed report of these three nominated yards. Let me again emphasize, these are representative yards and the report is modular and scalable. So this report was formulated based on these inputs and analysis. Gentlemen, I'll be happy to share this report after taking Railway Board's permission. But the DPR includes suitable models for upgraded infrastructure of all these three yards. Then there is a detailed workstation assessment both for the machinery and plant, TNP, that is tool and plant, and their indicative specifications. Workplace safety assessment, especially night working assessment. What all detection equipment are required and what should be their precise locations. Not all the lines would require all the equipments. If you look at Katni, there is an incoming traffic from 5 different directions. So we analyzed this, that does all of them require all the equipments? And the question was answered in the report. Training facility assessment was done. Then we were also tasked with creating the indicative estimates, justifications, and rate of return calculations for each of these yards. As I said, representative models, what did we propose? In the report, this is the proposal for NKJ yard. I'm just doing it in brief because there is a lot more to be covered. So I'm just giving the representative proposal here. There is great amount of detailing which has been done in the DPR. This is the second proposal. This is the proposed yard for the departure of trains from NKJ. The earlier one was an incoming yard. And incidentally, they are still there. There are similar proposals which have been made for a medium level yard, modular proposals, scalable proposals. So there are similar proposals for Adityapur also. There are proposals for Bilaspur also. Now, as a part of DPR, while we were asked to do a detailed study, come up with a conceptual framework for Indian Railways and everything, another important aspect was that we had to identify trackside equipments for all the 40 Class A yards of Indian Railways. So we collected the data of all these 40 yards in respect of their flow of traffic, their pattern of examination, their layouts. While I have this chance, let me thank all the zonal railway headquarters because they were very, very helpful. This data was collected over a very short period of time, and it was because of the blessings, personal blessings of all the PCMEs that we were able to have this. Okay, now based on the information, we framed proposals for these 40 yards in terms of what are the quantity of equipments required, which equipments are required, what should be their location, what are the indicative cost estimates, each of the yards, and finally there was a single estimate totaling everything for the entire detection ecosystem for these 40 yards, along with the very important element of integration of these all 40 yards into a ICT based platform, a single estimate. So there were part estimates and then a single estimate. I'd like to now very briefly present the learnings from all this, because these were made part of the report. These were conclusion, and some of them are, I should say, recommendations. We know that our present maintenance facilities are actually piecemeal upgradations which were done in facilities which were once created and were suitable for either four-wheeler wagons or vacuum brake wagons. Some of the facilities, let me give a disclaimer, the recent ones do not qualify under this, but most of them. Yard detention, presence of embedded empties is very high, which is impacting the utilization of freight stock. And therefore, working in examination yard needs changes. Another aspect is the number of wagons is increasing day by day. People will keep on retiring. We will have to introduce technology and associated changes so that our working is aligned to all these developments which are taking place at a very fast pace. Now, we found that most of the yards had space limitations to create greenfield smart yards. So what, in addition to the greenfield alternative that we made, this can be used as and when either Indian Railways or DFC decides to come up with their own greenfield yard. But for the existing yard, we made three models, which I have already touched in brief. And therefore, for each of these models, each of the yards, there is a need to do a due diligence about what is the space availability, what level of scaling it would support, and come up with the best possible solution out of the three ones. The mechanized detection systems which we propose can identify, in addition to the wayside detection, almost all. So what is left? Air brake system leakages, internal defects, cracks on center pivot, bolster, spring breakage, these kind of things. Everything else can be detected and sent as an intelligent input to the supervisor before the train comes. Now, this is a conscious decision. Directions of a yard which are receiving less than 10 rakes per month for examination, we did not recommend that it should have rolling in type equipment. These are very costly equipments. and maybe unless and until we have a certain level of traffic, these will simply keep on idling. But all directions, incoming freight directions to a yard would have OMRS, because they will be installed in main lines. But there is a specific reason to this. The reason to this is, the main reason we want to have an OMRS system is create a trending ecosystem. So whichever side the wagon is coming from, we need to capture as much data as possible and put it into a trending analysis so that we can enter into a predictive maintenance regime. And yes, seems logical, the next one. If trains from two directions are merging, only one set of equipment, rolling in equipment, have been proposed. Now, 2 weeks ago, during the presentation of my friend Mr. Purwar, another of my friend Rupesh Kohli asked a question about libraries, defect libraries. So I'd like to very briefly touch on this. Over the last 10 to 15 years, we have been doing condition monitoring of bearings and wheels. We have some level of confidence available, but the most important thing, the libraries of these already exist. In fact, all the freight stocks of Indian Railways are using only two kinds of CTRBs. Majority of them are using Class E CTRB, and the 25-ton wagons recently introduced are using Class K CTRBs. Now, these are international standard class, which have been running over international railroads, AR, Australia, all these places for a very long time. The libraries of defects have already been created by the bearing manufacturers like Timken, like Branco, like SKF, and these are the libraries which are used the world over. Since we are using the same design, these libraries are equally available to us. Similarly, if we look at the wheel impact load detector, you don't require a library for that. But yes, wheel profile, the profile freight stock of Indian Railway is using, that is called worn out wheel profile. It is very, very close to AR1B profile, which is used in US railroads and Australia. So even in case of a wheel impact load detector, there is a very large level of convergence with the international practices. But this cannot be said about vision-based systems, like we are proposing for coupler, or wheel contact geometry, for bogie, spring, brake, body, because the technologies which are being used in the world are attuned and calibrated to rolling stocks which are used on those railroads. Most of them are standard gauge systems, unlike our system, which is broad gauge. So here is a case in which library is not available. It will have to be created, and not only created, it will have to be validated with actual real life events. This is what we have proposed. It will require extensive consultation with industry. There will be a massive role of RDSO. We'll have to have a concordance with IRCA rejection rules. And only after we are satisfied, after having done so, a subsequent general rollout would be recommended. So while a general rollout of OMRS can be done, vision-based equipment would require a limited installation in first phase, something in the nature of a pilot. Secondly, it would require a dedicated team which will work with the equipment supplier during this phase, analyze the data, give continuous feedback so that the equipment is validated to our rolling stocks. So these are our recommendations. I will now like to touch upon the status of various developments in this smart yard framework which are going on for the benefit of all the participants. Right. We are already installing OMRS over 20 different locations. As I said, 18 wild are already available, 3 locations, ATES is already available, and at 1 location, which is Bakas near Lucknow, we have TBMS also available. OMRS is commissioned at Panipat, Vallabhgarh, Kanchausi, Banthra, Borkhedi, and Malkapur. In addition, it is under commissioning at 9 more locations and under installation at 8 more locations. This is as per information that we have collected from Railway Board and the supplier itself. In addition, 11 OMRS are planned on DFCs, 5 on the Western DFC and 6 on the Eastern DFC. And for these OMRS systems, the tender is under process at RITES. Even these will be integrated to the other systems that we have proposed in our report. So the system level integration that I'm talking about includes the 11 OMRS on the DFC. And the National Command Center for Data Collection, Analysis, Targeted Dissemination of Information is established, alive, and working at Kishanganj in Delhi. This is the functioning OMRS site at Panipat for the benefit of the participants. The OMRS sites are spread across entire Indian Railway map. These are the 20 locations, and in fact, to be more clear, these are the exact sections, divisions, and sites. The sites in green are either already commissioned or are under commissioning. The Smart Yard report, as I said, this is the status. It has been submitted to Indian Railways for 40 Class A freight yards. The DPR has been accepted. The Smart Yard conversion for 40 yards has been sanctioned. The current Pink Book item number is Railway Board Pink Book item 328 of 21-22. Total cost 1580 crores. The work is various infrastructure elements, procurement elements. All these elements have been assigned to the nominated agencies. And in addition, there is an umbrella work also sanctioned for upgradation of freight examination and maintenance facilities. The current Pink Book item number for this umbrella work is 1015 NR. Okay, there was a jumble up of sites. These are the remaining OMRS sites. I'll share this presentation. And these are the identified smart yards of Indian Railways. These are the ones. Two in Central Railway, 4 in East Coast, 2 in East, 3 in East Central, 1 is Eastern, 3 in North Central, NFR2, Northern Railway 3, NWR1, SCR 3, South East Central Railway 2, Southeastern 2, in fact 5, Southeastern 5, Southern Railway 3, Southwestern 1, WCR 2, and Western Railway 5. I am reaching the upper limit of the time which has been given to me. So therefore, before I take questions, I will like to also take this opportunity to present something else also. Just one slide. I mentioned it in the beginning. We've been talking for the last more than 1 hour about smart yard. So what about smart coaching depots? They are equally important. Why is nobody working on it? The fact is, people are working. We have submitted another DPR for conversion of coaching depots of Indian Railways to smart depots, and they are now being called star depots. Umbrella works have been sanctioned for upgradation of coach examination and maintenance facilities to star depots. The current pink book item number is 943 of Eastern Railway and 596 of Southern Railway. And based on the information available from Railway Board, they are planning a pilot project starting with 4 of the depots, that is Bangalore, Nizamuddin, Lokmanya Tilak Terminus, and Bandra Terminus. Hopefully, this initiative will also be rolled out very, very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I am open to questions. I will be happy to answer them now. If you want some details, I will be equally happy to talk to you afterward or reply to your email on my address. Shilbhat, would you like to take over now?
Good afternoon, sir. I'll take over from Shilbhat here. I'm Love Shukla. I'll request all the participants to ask their questions and their queries. It is the right time because we don't have much time left, so please ask it. You can also write your questions on the chat box. In that case, I'll read the question to sir.
Okay, and start in NF Railway. 1 or 2 questions to Anurag.
Sir.
Very good presentation. You have covered every aspect of the smart yards. I think you could have presented to the in one of the video conference of all the PCME so that everyone gets the insight of it. I have 1 or 2 things to ask you. Number 1 is, you mentioned about this automated train examination system installed at Nagpur and Ajmer, correct?
Yes, sir.
So it will be better if you can share because it has been installed as per your presentation. It was installed in 2018. It is already 2.5 years since then. What was the advantage? Is it automated train examination system, what it is doing, and how it has benefited the yard? Because
sir, can I reply to this?
Yeah, please.
Sir, the system which has been installed, it captures data from temperature sensors.
Yeah.
And they are capturing the temperature of the wheel tread and the bearing.
Okay.
There is an OCR based system which is sending the images to their control center, there are certain, I should say, constraints, or rather I should use the word challenges with this system, because there is a time gap of around 3 to 3.5 minutes between the time the data is captured and the time the data is available to the operator. And if during that time period another train or more than one train passes, then it is a challenge to capture that data. In fact, I have the details of that system, and I'll love to email it to you or WhatsApp it to you also, sir.
No, my question is not answered. My question was, once automatic examination system means, is it only limited to the temperature measurement of the bearing and wheel tread?
Yes.
Train examination, or is it also having a vision-based system which you presented just now that includes mainline as well as the rolling in equipment, which consists of examination of all the...
No, it doesn't have any rolling in equipment, sir. It doesn't have any rolling in equipment.
Allow me to weigh in over here, Anirudh, if it's possible.
Pardon, sir?
Mayank Tiwari, will you allow me to weigh in on that answer if you don't mind, Anirudh?
Most welcome, sir.
GK Gupta, sir, as far as the ATES is concerned, it does have a camera system. However, it is not automated. So what they are doing is that they take a video film of the undergear, and the video film of the undergear is pushed onto the television system, and the 3.5 minutes are taken because they are transferring very heavy video files. So as far as the temperature sensing is concerned, that is immediate, but it is the video film of the undergear which is taken both in the day and at night, which takes 3.5 minutes to transmit. If you want to find out more about it, the creator, inventor of that system is Deepak Tripathi, who is the principal CME of Konkan Railway.
My question was, once you are transferring the data, maybe it is a 3.5 minute or whatever it is, it must be being transmitted to the examination yard, correct?
Yes, they've located it in such a way that it goes to a centralized control which communicates to the examination yard. That's right, sir.
Then how it has benefited the examination yard? Has it resulted in that moving of the that mobile platforms? Have they arranged? Has it resulted in reducing the examination time? Has it resulted in reducing?
Sir, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take this offline and I'll tell you all about it. Or Anirudh can tell you all about it offline. But it is certainly a very decent system, and it now exists on at least 10 locations. If I'm not mistaken, Western Railway has it in Udana, East Coast Railway has it. So it is well worth looking at this system. But we'll do this offline, sir. I think we're holding everyone up.
Maybe offline, we'd like to get educated with what exactly it has helped and how we can penetrate it further in our system. Because now in our piecemeals, we are putting the hotbox detector and while and other. For example, we are putting a 5 hotbox detector and they are giving us the alerts, and the wagons are being detected which otherwise would have failed in the block sections.
GK Gupta, sir, once again the request. This is a much longer conversation, so we'll take this offline.
We'll take this offline.
I think we should give the stage back to Anirudh. We are holding back other questions.
Okay. Anirudh, one or two small questions more. Number two, talk about the pathways. I have one suggestion which you can have in your report or whenever you are interacting. So that in our existing yards, if you have studied, for example, I share one point with you in our say our NGC New Guwahati yard, we have 7 examination lines. Each are having a very small pathways. When we went into detail, we realized if we can surrender 2 of these lines and make the wider pathways, possibly your suggestions can be implemented straight away. So is that thing also being examined by RITES during their interaction in this?
It is part of the one of the proposals for Katni, sir.
Provided the wider pathways.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In one of the models for Katni, we have actually said this.
Okay. But your study which you have covered for all the 40 yards, has it covered for all the 40 yards where what is possible and how it can be done? Is it also covered?
Sir, as I said earlier also, the detailed study of infrastructure, MMP, everything was done for 3 representative yards.
Okay.
For 40 yards, the study was to arrive at the quantity location of the detection equipments. But the 3 yards that we studied, that is Katni, Adityapur and Bilaspur, their models that we are suggesting are scalable, can be used in other yards also, and all of them proposals are brownfield proposals, sir. I'll be happy to share those with you, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Sir,
Anirudh,
question
this
from
is
CRSC, SECR, Pradeep Kamble, sir, and he's asking about the procurement status of OMRS by KOFMO.
Okay, I like to answer it to the best of my knowledge, and to the best of my knowledge, the tender has been floated, it has been opened, and it is under process at KOFMO. The tender is already opened.
Noted, sir.
Anirudh, this is Sheel here, CRSC Freight Central में.
बोलिए बॉस, बोलिए.
यार मैं एक चीज जानना चाह रहा था, ये जो आप डिफरेंट इक्विपमेंट से डाटा फेच करेंगे, जैसे वाइल्ड है, OMRS है और ATS है, इनसे जो डाटा फेच करेंगे, तो आपने बताया कंसल्टेंट आपने यू हैव हायर्ड, वो जो आपको पूरा डाटा फेच करेगा एंड देन उसके बाद उसको प्रोसेस करके हमारे को देगा, यही था ना
बॉस? जो लेट मी क्लैरिफाई, जो ICT कंसल्टेंट हमने हायर किया था, वी आस्क्ड हिम टू गिव अस अ फ्रेमवर्क कि ये जो तरह तरह के डेटा अलग अलग तरीके के इक्विपमेंट मैन्युफैक्चरर्स के होंगे, वो इंटीग्रेट कैसे होंगे, एंड आफ्टर इंटीग्रेशन हाउ विल दे बी पुश टू अ कॉमन इंटरफेस व्हिच वी प्रपोज टू बी FMN.
अच्छा,
इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द रिपोर्ट, इट्स अ वेरी बिग चैप्टर इन द रिपोर्ट.
तो मतलब वो उसने he has found टेक्निक जैसे फेच करेगा डाटा.
हाँ, उसने पूरा रिकमेंडेशन दिए हुए हैं
ना. मेरा क्वेश्चन इसके अंदर था, ये जो डाटा प्रोसेसिंग करेगा, तो ये क्या मतलब इसका कोई वो अलग से फॉर्मेट बना रहा है जो बाद में सबको सर्कुलेट होगा, या वो सिंपली इट डजंट नीड, इट विल जस्ट टेक द डाटा एंड गिव अस द रिपोर्ट?
No, the data formats will be taken from the OEMs. उनके इक्विपमेंट जो डेटा पुश करेंगे वो किस फॉर्मेट में करेंगे, एंड देन ही विल इंटीग्रेट अ सिस्टम टू क्रिएट अ कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म. So as far as Indian Railways and the Indian Railway frontline people are concerned, it is this common platform which will interact with FMM.
अच्छा, ठीक. बस I just wanted to ask.
We still have some time left before concluding. I request other participants to ask question now, please.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. हाँ, मैं सीनियर डीएमई BVS प्रसाद बोल रहा हूँ सर, बड़ौदा डिवीजन से.
बोलिए प्रसाद साहब.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन सर, ये OMRS सिस्टम में जो ABD जो लगे हुए हैं सर, जो इसका एक पार्ट है, तो हमारे डिवीजन को चावज में इंस्टॉल्ड है, इस सर जो फॉल्ट्स हमें रिसीव होते हैं, फॉल्ट्स तो रियल टाइम में रिसीव हो रहे हैं, बट इसकी मॉनिटरिंग के अभी तक कोई सही तरीका नहीं हो पा रहा है सर, जिसमें कि इसको किस स्टेज पे इसको डिटैच करना है, क्योंकि इसके जो डिफरेंट टाइप के जो फॉल्ट्स जो हम एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं, उसमें नॉर्मली 3.5% जो लास्ट 6 मंथ्स में डिटैच हुआ है सर इसके.
ऐसा है प्रसाद जी, मैं आपको थोड़ा सा बता देता हूँ. दिस इज बेसिकली अ ट्रेंडिंग टूल, ठीक है सर. अब इस ट्रेंडिंग टूल को यूज करके डिसीजन में कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है. हेलो
सर, आ रही है
ना. आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप जो नेशनल कमांड सेंटर है यहाँ पर दिल्ली किशनगंज में, राइट, दे हैव बीन यूजिंग दिस सिस्टम फॉर अ प्रीटी लॉन्ग टाइम टू एक्चुअली टेक डिसीजंस. दे हैव क्रिएटेड डिसीजन रूल्स, आप उनको ले लीजिए. इन एनी केस जब ये पैन इंडिया रोल आउट होगा, पैन इंडिया रोल आउट में तो एक सेंट्रलाइज लेवल पर ये डिसीजन रूल दिया ही जाएगा कि जब आपके पास ये डेटा आएगा तो करना क्या है उसका
सर.
ठीक है ना. तो अगर आपको इमीडिएट, हाँ जी,
इसमें सर एक क्वेश्चन और है सर, इसमें मैं तो रेगुलरली इसको मॉनिटर कर रहा हूँ ओएमआरएस को, दोनों WCM और रेल बाम को। तो रेल बाम में एक इश्यू है सर, जो पैसेंजर ट्रेन जो बिटवीन जो अभी गाड़ियां जाती है यहाँ से, जब बॉम्बे अहमदाबाद के बीच में, इसमें सर एक बार कोई अलर्ट आया, जैसे RS1E आया, RS1M आया, कोई भी आया अलर्ट आया, तो वो रिटर्न टाइम में वो कई बार मोस्टली रिपीट नहीं होते हैं सर ये केसेस इसमें। तो उसमें उस केस में ये हमें प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि क्योंकि मेल एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन है इसमें, क्या इसको, क्योंकि इसके ऊपर में कोई ऐसा गाइडलाइंस नहीं है कि इसको डिटैच करना है या नहीं करना है, क्यों मोस्टली RS1P का सबसे ज्यादा फॉल्ट आते हैं सर, उसको तो हम लोग इग्नोर करते हैं, बट RS1E एंड RS1M इनको तो थोड़ा क्रिटिकली देखना चाहिए, क्योंकि फिजिकली देखने से कुछ पता नहीं पड़ता है सर इसमें कोचेस में। तो ये इशू है।
ऐसा है, नहीं मैं उसी पे आ रहा हूँ। यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एस्टेब्लिशिंग अ कंकॉर्डेंस विद द डेटा यू आर गेटिंग and availability of some defect in the rolling stock, right? इस चीज को with a very reasonable degree of probability कह पाने के लिए बहुत सारा डेटा और बहुत सारे इटरेशन की जरूरत पड़ती है। अगर आप वाइल्ड को देखें तो वाइल्ड में भी जो डेटा आता है और उसके आधार पर जो लोग वैगन काट रहे थे, देयर वाज अ साइजेबल परसेंटेज जिसके बारे में ये रिपोर्ट हो रहा था कि हमें तो कुछ नहीं मिला।
सही बात है।
तो ये जो एक्सरसाइज है, मैंने एक स्लाइड प्रेजेंट करी थी कि इसमें आपको पूरा जो डेटा है, लेकिन जो आप इमीडिएट डिसीजन रूल की बात कर रहे हैं, दैट डिसीजन रूल इज ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल विद दिल्ली किशनगंज। अगर आप उनको अभी नहीं कांटेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं तो मैं कांटेक्ट करके आपको दे देता हूं।
नहीं, मैं तो कांटेक्ट में हूं सर किशनगंज से, उनका 24/7 का जो उनसे भी बात होती रहती है। तो उनका ये है कि ये आपको डिसाइड करना है कि डिटैच करना है कि नहीं करना है। वो
नहीं मैं आपका पहले वो RSM वाला जवाब भी दे दूं कि आपने कहा कि वो एक अलर्ट आया लेकिन आगे कुछ हुआ नहीं, दोबारा कभी नहीं आया। तो लेट मी ऑल्सो एश्योर यू कि फॉल्स पॉजिटिव और फॉल्स नेगेटिव वाले जो एरर हैं वो इन सभी सिस्टम में हैं।
सर
आप ऐसा कोई सिस्टम डिवाइस ही नहीं कर पाएंगे जो कि आपको 100% फुल प्रूफ डिसीजन दे दे।
नहीं सर, इसमें सिर्फ मेरा ये एक सबमिशन है सर, इनकेस यदि इस तरह का फॉल्ट आता है और हम लोग यदि इस गाड़ी को काटते नहीं कोच को, तो आगे जाके यदि उसमें हॉट एक्सल होता है तो भी एक ट्रबल वाला प्रॉब्लम आएगा कि आपको अलर्ट तो आया था क्योंकि OMRS लगा हुआ आपके सिस्टम में और आप इसको डिटैच नहीं कर रहे हो। ये एक मेरा सबमिशन था सर इसमें।
नहीं बात आपकी समझ में आ गई। हम सब किसी जमाने में इस दौर से गुजरे हैं, फ्लैट टायर के जमाने जो थे, काटे कि ना काटे
सर।
राइट,
ठीक है सर। ये WCM का तो ठीक है सर, इसमें तो जो मुझे तो रिजल्ट अच्छा मिल रहा है इसमें। WCM में मोस्टली जो LHB कोच में व्हील शेडिंग के 100% केसेस पकड़ में आते हैं, वो प्राइमरी डिपोज में डिटेक्ट भी हो रहे हैं, डिटैच भी हो रहे हैं सर, उसका तो कोई इशू नहीं है। बस ABD का थोड़ा सा सर करना पड़ेगा, इसका क्या करना है आगे में सर, ये थोड़ा सा इशू है सर।
नोटेड, पॉइंट नोटेड।
सर मैं पंकज विजय हूँ, ADME शंभूपुरा वेस्टर्न रेलवे से।
बताओ भैया।
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था सर, अभी हमारे यहाँ जो एग्जामिनेशन रैक होके जाते हैं सर, प्रीमियम रैक, उसका एक OMRS अलर्ट आ जाता है, कहीं भी रैक जाता है। वो क्या करते हैं, लास्ट एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट को मैसेज कर देते हैं, जबकि वो प्रीमियम में तो बहुत कम चांस रहते हैं कि वो रैक रिटर्न होकर हमारे पास आएगा। ऐसा कोई हमारे यहाँ सिस्टम डेवलप हुआ है कि वो जहाँ एग्जामिनेशन के लिए जाए उन्हीं को मैसेज हो?
अरे यही तो डेवलप कर रहे हैं भाई, पिछले 1.5 घंटे से क्या प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ।
हाँ सर,
यही सिस्टम डेवलप किया जा रहा है कि आप ट्रेंडिंग के आधार पर अगले बंदे को जहां पर भी वो एग्जामिनेशन होने जा रही है, इररेस्पेक्टिव कि पिछला एग्जामिनेशन कहाँ हुआ था, उस बंदे के पास ये इंफॉर्मेशन हो कि इसमें ये अलर्ट आ चुके हैं, मुझे इसमें अब कुछ करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ सर।
सो व्हाट यू आर सेइंग इज कि देयर शुड बी अ पैन इंडिया सिस्टम
रहेगा ना सर। ये मेरा क्वेश्चन है, जैसे FM में वो एडवाइस आती है सर, तो वहीं अगर मैसेज रहेगा तो और बेटर हो जाएगा।
यही मैंने यही सजेस्ट किया है कि FMM में अंत में ये चीज अवेलेबल होगी आपको, आपके सुपरवाइजर, इनको ये नेशनल कमांड सेंटर और ये सब जानने की जरूरत पड़ेगी ही नहीं।
हाँ सर।
ऑल द अलर्ट्स, ऑल द एक्सेप्शन रिपोर्ट्स विल बी पुश टू FMM, ताकि जो फ्रंट लाइन लेवल पर बंदे काम कर रहे हैं, दे हैव दिस डेटा अवेलेबल।
हाँ सर।
I think there are no more questions, and we can conclude the session now. Now I'll invite Senior Professor Design Technology Suman Das sir for vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Thank you, Shukla ji. Respected Sri Anirudh Kumar, senior officers present here, dear colleagues and dear participants. I am very much thankful to Sri Anirudh Kumar for joining in IRMI Annual Day Lecture Series for delivering excellent talk on a smart yard. A smart yard is currently very much relevant to Indian Railways in order to improve the quality of examination as well as to reduce the examination time. I am sure this talk would make the participants much more aware about the technological development. I am thankful to participants who participated very actively. I am also thankful to Sri Shilbhadra Das, Professor MIS, and Sri Lav Shukla, Professor WMT, for arranging the lecture and liaisoning with visiting lecturers and as well as participants. We are looking forward for more of such talks on technological development and more participation from field organization in order to disseminate the knowledge among Indian Railways. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. I'll again thank Anirudh sir for the talk, and it was very informative for all of us. All the participants have enjoyed and learned a lot from this talk. This talk will be there on YouTube channel of IRMI, and anyone want to go back and refer something can watch that video on YouTube website. And if you have any question, you can send it to us at IRMI. We'll try to find those answers, and we'll convey those questions to sir to get the answer. Now we have
I'd like to, sir, gentlemen, I'd like to reiterate my request made in the very beginning. Right, I would love to interact further on this topic, and in case anybody has any question, please feel free to give me a ring or give me an email. I will again share those details. I hope they are visible.
Yes, sir. So all the interested participants can note down the details of sir. Email ID and mobile number is there. And yes. So since we have already exceeded the time, we can conclude the session. Thank you everyone for joining this session and making it a success. And now we can all log out from this portal. Thank you.
Thank you.
you